Americans spend more than $700 billion a year at restaurants, but this morning a relative newcomer to the food industry wants to create an appetite for change with pop-up restaurants. Elaine Quijano shows us an ambitious experiment in new eateries.
In this nondescript Brooklyn warehouse, there's a food revolution brewing. Well, more like simmering.
You never know who you meet. You never know who's sitting down in the chairs that can potentially change your life.
It's called Dinner Lab, a unique pop-up restaurant company that, like its founder, Brian Bourdainich, is rebelling against conventional notions in the food industry.
When we first started, we were trying to, address late-night dining in New Orleans. That was the original idea, was let's get a bunch of people together when restaurants are typically closed and have some fun.
Dinner Lab is now in 24 cities with nearly 20,000 members. They each pay a yearly membership fee of up to $175 and then sign up for each meal online for a fixed price, including tip and drinks, usually between $60 and $80. Members sit at communal tables, encouraging interaction with others, including the young chefs themselves, like 25-year-old Ian Rusnick of New York.
I think it's a cool opportunity to get out there and kind of play with your own ideas and get exposure and do something that's more about myself versus whoever I'm working for.
Creativity is a common theme, from the ingredients to the dining spaces. In just a matter of hours, Dinner Lab transforms venues, including parking garages, old churches, and local theaters.
Here we get to take a lot more chances. We can do something more obscure or something super creative, something that people haven't really had before.
They've also done corporate events for major companies like Google and Pandora, and catered to celebrities, serving up food at Solange Knowles' wedding last year.
That's awesome, man.
Now Bourdainich is looking to expand even more, so he's again pioneering an alternate route, becoming one of the first companies to raise money from those who already know the product best, its customers.
I think it's disruptive. I think it's really changing the relationship between a chef and his patrons. Speaking for myself in New York, it adds a whole new dimension to going out to eat.
Bourdainich is taking advantage of a recent change in securities law by crowdfunding a relatively small amount of money from his members, $2 million.
It's a huge vote of confidence that people who utilize our product come on a regular basis are saying, not only do we believe in the product that you're offering, but the future direction of the company that you've laid out.
And while slower, Bourdainich is finding bypassing more traditional funding sources has its benefits.
There's a lot of hooks that come along with venture capital cash.
You retain control, some creative control, it sounds like. That's one of the big benefits.
Creative control and also being able to really move the company in directions that we see fit.
Bourdainich hopes to one day expand overseas, all while building up Dinner Lab in the U.S.
I think we want to be sort of that go-to resource for all things culinary.
It's pretty ambitious.
Yeah, we suffer from a lot of things, but ambition is definitely not one of them.
Well, so far, Bourdainich has raised almost $1.5 million. One of his selling points is the idea that each diner provides direct feedback to the chef. It's a radical idea in some traditional fine dining settings. Recipes and egos can be tweaked accordingly.
Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah,
like
interesting guy.
Yeah, thank you, Elaine.